Hiya, how are you today? Hey, not good. Had a flaming row with the housemate. So against my better judgment, and to get away from my abuser, let's say, I decided to go for my walk now, which was not the best idea because it's now approximately 31 degrees. I did bring double water just in case. But yeah, my mood is not completely in the stratosphere, so to speak. But, you know, what can you do? Sometimes you just got to get out, and when you're living in a remote location with someone who is forever giving you shit about who you are and what you do and how you'll never be good enough, sometimes it's best just to get your shoes on and go for a walk, which is what I'm doing now. But yeah, you're the first person to pop up in the chat, so thanks for saying hello. As you can see, we're already well past the halfway point right now of the crossroads. In fact, maybe this stretch of road is the halfway point, a half zone. We'll call this the DMZ. This is also where the road is messed up. So I'm going to name this stretch between the 30-mile-an-hour signs and this bend, or this turning, which we need to name. This will become the DMZ. What's the chat saying? Good call. Just take it slowly today. Yes, that is the tactic which I'll be using. In my haste, I did a double auto calibration of the gimbal. However, I didn't set its sort of point of center point, let's say, or its most level, which is fine. It just means that sometimes I need to make a manual adjustment with the thumbstick. Sometimes I'll look at the screen, which is very difficult to do because the sunlight is blowing it out. And yeah, the screen will show that all you guys are seeing is mostly sky or mostly road. So I'm constantly having to make all these micro adjustments. So yeah, I was at a disastrous exit. Housemate and neighbours were all sitting outside having a glass of wine in the sun, celebrating the end of their Thursday. I took about 3 meters steps away from my front door, and my shorts fell down because they were swimming shorts, not my cargo shorts, which I am wearing today, but they just came out of the laundry, and ideally I would have liked to have showered before I put them on. But hey, what can you do? I did notice today as well that my phone was very, very hot. I'm just going to check it now. It feels like it's about the same, so it should be okay, but I'm a little concerned about running it when it's so exposed like this. There's a bunch of... There we go, the brightness is now maximum, so I can actually see the chat a bit better. See the screen. Yeah, so yeah, I'm sorry that today's a bit of a downer. What can you do? Yeah. I'm just going to breathe, so let me know what it sounds like in terms of ambience with the nature and my breathing and stuff. If it delivers a ASMR like experience, let me know. So I may have to maybe do like a weekly silent walk or something. I also had the idea last night of perhaps doing a talk by torchlight. So I I'll basically be walking the same route, but maybe once a week. I'll do the walk later on in the evening, perhaps after 11 o'clock, so midnight Holland, so what's this, 5 a.m, no not 5 a.m, 7 a.m. in Japan, and maybe just do a little walk and talk with the headlamp on the phone. People tend to have all sorts of opinion. Just let it go and move on. I know it's not simple, but try not to let it grind you down, mate. You're doing fantastic. Thank you. I appreciate that. Very much so. My voice is very flat and emotionless, but I feel you in my heart, and that's the important thing. Yesterday was a interesting one. I used Cameo for the first time. I don't know if you're familiar with this website, but basically you find a celebrity on there and you can pay them to do whatever you want. Pep talk, say what's up, give some advice, all that kind of thing. And yeah, I wanted to send something to the Baby Metal podcast, and I could think of no one better to do it than Gilbert Gottfried himself. Of course he's getting old now, so he kind of fumbled the ending a little bit, but that's fine. The important thing is that when I submitted it to the Baby Metal podcast on their Discord channel, that place lit up like the 4th of July. Everybody loved it. They were blindsided by it. They had no idea it was coming. They knew that I'd spent 150 American dollars on something for them, because I said I need to get the correct spelling of everyone's name, because this is going to be either the best $150 I've ever spent or an absolute train wreck. But I'm hoping for a middle ground of the best train wreck. So that is what I got. A lot of people were thrilled to be having a shout out from Iago, the parrot in Disney's Aladdin. A lot of people realised it was the Aflac parrot from the American commercials. Some people even knew him from his comedy and his podcast, Gilbert Gottfried's Amazing Colossal Podcast. But ultimately the point is everyone loved it. So they said, please can you share this on Twitter? So I said, okay. So I posted the video to Twitter, and then they retweeted it and publicly thanked me, which was a huge honour. They were very kind to do that, and it was a fun evening to see something you've put out into the internet get picked up by people and watch it organically spread, watch it get retweeted and commented on, liked. And at one point a guy called Lee in America tweeted in reply, and he said, Gilbert Gottfried's one of the most amazing comedians ever, this is so great, what a legend, blah blah blah. And then about 20 minutes later, not only did Gilbert Gottfried himself like the tweet, he retweeted it, which is great because that goes to show what egomaniac he is, and God bless him. But yeah, needless to say, this guy Lee was literally beside himself with, you can believe it. So yeah, kind of had like a secondary moment of glory for one person. So that was great. Right, we're approaching the crossroads now. Have to adjust the thing a little. There we go. Are you able to see if there's a viewer count, or is it just you, Asher? Sounds like a whole lot of positive vibes. Yeah, it definitely was. It was a cuddle fest, I believe is the term. I do have a little something up my sleeve regarding the Baby Metal podcast, but it's not public knowledge yet, so I'm afraid I can't talk about it. But soon there will be an interesting, I hope interesting announcement coming soon. Something to look forward to if you're a Baby Metal fan, a podcast fan, or a fan of little old me. Oh, there's 2 others watching. Great. Oh, whoever you are, thank you for joining. This is my Twitch channel where you are watching one man try to lose weight in a quest to climb Mount Fuji in Japan in the year 2022. And yeah, this is the beginning of the end for me. The end being my bulbous body. Right, I've set you down on the tripod and have my water now, and just take 5. Apologise that my eyes are off the chat, so I'm unable to see what you see, read what you say. I'll just nudge it down a little bit so you've got. Oh, there's a cyclist coming. Okay, so when I got to the 30-mile-an-hour marks outside the village, I had half a bottle of water there. I've just finished the other half. So I'm going to open the other half now, or rather consume half of this other one. I've realised now that I should have just drunk the one that's full and then left the other half for later. Maybe I should bring a, I don't know, like a battery powered fridge or something, just hide it in the bushes, so every day when I come up here there's always a cold drink waiting for me. Can't make it beer, I'm off of alcohol for the time being, just while I get myself healthy. Back baking bread. So yeah, let's flip the camera for a second and greet everyone. Hello everyone watching. I don't know if there's still 2 of you watching apart from Esha, but I appreciate you tuning in. I'm 38 years old and in really bad health, so my goal is to lose weight, get myself healthy, and course correct my life, culminating in a hike up to the top of Mount Fuji in Japan, which I hope will begin in July. They have a very finite amount of time for having the mountain open for climbing, so it has to be between July and September, otherwise it's deemed too dangerous to climb. I'm sorry, I'm cleaning out gross stuff from my eyes. So yeah, so I hope that I'll be able to do it. You know, who knows what the future holds. My first trip to Japan is going to be this October. I booked flights in February and then that all went to shit, along with the rest of the world. So my flights are still valid, and I am hoping that the Japanese government will soon open their border again to... I'm just going to move this side to side so you have something interesting to see. Yeah, so I'm hoping that they're going to open the border to tourism again soon, because yeah, it's been my dream to go there, and I've been trying to go there for 2 years now, and the problem has been always that something has come up and it's prevented me from making the journey. This is just another spanner in the works of the ongoing drama of trying to get me to Japan, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to do that in October. And that's also partially why I'm doing all this walking at the moment as well, is just because I don't want to go shopping for an hour and then come back to the hotel and then have to rest for the next day. Like, I want to go places and see things and do things every day and every evening. So I just need to get some kind of degree of a physical conditioning up, so I can get my body used to it. again. And yeah, of course I'll be live streaming in Japan, so if you're watching now and you're bored of this, which is the British countryside, who knows, in a few months' time you may have something a bit more interesting to see, a whole new world. That's the second Disney's Aladdin reference I've made on this walk today. How interesting. Right, shall we get crack-a-lacking and head back? Let's do it. So, here we go. My shorts definitely feel a lot lighter now that there's only half a bottle of water in them, of having drunk 1.5 already. These are 500 milliliter bottles, so in theory that's what's my maths? 2 liters in one walk, which is crazy because normally I only need the 500 for one walk. That just goes to show how friggin' hot it is, etc. I'm going to go back to the AMSR like silence for a bit, just so I can catch my breath. Sloshing you can hear is my water in my pocket. I don't know if you can hear that actually. There's a lot of aeroplanes, little 2-seat aeroplanes flying around. There is a small airport near here, so I'm wondering if there's fun flyers or people getting their license. I don't know. Interesting. I was thinking as well, what I might do with this Twitch stuff is create a YouTube channel and start to make little cut down versions of these videos, maybe 90 seconds long, so people can get the gist of what I talk about, or get a feel for the show, or if they missed the broadcast they can tune in and just see the last bits. I could also just put those little clips here on Twitch, but yeah, I'm still behind on setting everything up. I'm hoping for a July 1st launch for making this a real solid product. I feel like I'm going to prepare things I can talk to every day, little topics and subjects. So basically this will become something of a podcast, which I'm that's my wheelhouse. I've got history doing podcasts. I'm a podcast fan. It's a flying school over there. That would be why. That's amazing. Esha is in all the way in Holland, and she knows exactly where I live, so she can look this stuff up. I wonder how much flying lessons are. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should get a pilot's license, just lord that over everyone. I can't drive. I don't have a driver's license, but I could fly to work if I chose. That'd be pretty hilarious. Let's do a little. I haven't done much of the scenery this walk, so let's do a little look around. She's flown here a few times. Whoops. Right. Let's move on. I'm curious, but if this tyre here, it will ever disappear. It's been here for, well, longer than I have, I guess. Maybe we should name that. Maybe that should be a character on the show. We need to name the wheel. X-Plane 11 Flight Simulator. The tired tire. Yeah. Really sleeping on the job. How long have I been broadcasting for? What's my time looking like? I was really fascinated by how you were able to tell me that I was 3 minutes faster yesterday. I do feel like my pace is a lot slower today. Given the heat, I think that's probably best. But yeah, apparently the weather is going to be bad. 34 minutes, okay, cool. Apparently the weather is going to be bad this weekend, or at the very least cooler, and it will have rained, so I need to figure out how I can. Well, I had my previous phone, it was a Samsung S9 Galaxy, and it was waterproof, so I had no problem with whipping it out in the rain and shooting pictures or making videos and stuff. But I haven't seen anywhere about this phone, which is the Samsung S20 Plus, about any kind of waterproofing, which does make me nervous for any rain or anything like that. Raincoat and umbrella. Well, unfortunately I don't have the umbrella. I do technically have a raincoat, but it's just noisy as hell. I'm not sure how that will affect the Twitch broadcast. I'm getting very I feel fine. I'm not lightheaded. I don't feel hot, especially. There's a nice breeze rolling through. I do find my voice is feeling a bit tired. Like I'm speaking softer and more laboured. I wouldn't say my breathing is bad, especially after the first couple of streams. If you haven't been here from the beginning, the first time I tried to do live streaming, I did it on Facebook. That kind of went over well, and then tried to do it on Twitter the next day, and people had a massive difficulty with that. It seems that Twitter is not very good at low signal video streaming. So the third day I came back to Facebook, and that was where a friend of mine, Daniel, chimed in and said, "Hey, this is kind of cool what you're doing, it's a bit different, why don't you try Twitch?" So a little alarm went off in my head, and we tried Twitch, and it seems that Twitch is the best platform. And the problem is that all of my friends, my viewers, my potential audience is all over on Facebook, or they're all over on Twitter. I need to find a way that I can bring them all together to come to Twitch, but the problem is, in this day and age, people have very limited patience and attention spans, and maybe I'm not giving them enough credit, but I have a feeling that if I share a link to an exterior website or an app, chances are high that probably a third to 2/3 of my potential audience could just say, nah, it's too much effort, and not bother. Which is why I think that YouTube is good for the digest videos. I may put the ASMR videos on there as well. There's a great YouTube channel called Ramblac, RAMBLAC, I think is how you spell it, Ramblac. He's a Japanese person. He has a gimbal or a body mount for his very nice 4K camera, and he will just go somewhere random in Japan, get out of his car, hit record, and will just start walking. Doesn't say a word. You can barely hear the guy breathing. So yeah, if you ever wanted to walk through the Shinjuku district of Tokyo in Christmas time, or experience Japanese summer, a Japanese summer, out in like a field or something, he'll do it. He even has a drone at times, and sometimes we'll switch between both. Samsung S20 Plus IP68 dust complete and waterproof. So it's completely protected from, it's completely dust safe, and it is waterproof. Okay, then I don't feel so bad with a rock. Maybe I should like take rocks or items from the path and then do like, I don't know, get the chat room arguing over who gets to win the rock. You could win a date with the rock. How's that for false advertising? You get there expecting to see this amazing wrestler guy, and there's a rock from the British countryside that I probably walked on. Right, now I'm about to exit the DMZ. I'm quite proud of this term. It's in the stick, I think. And we're coming to the dreaded 30-mile-an-hour signs. This is the part of the village I don't like. The stretch between the DMZ and the bridge. I don't like it for multiple reasons. Number one, I don't know anyone here. Number two, I see them looking at me every day as I walk past with my phone as if I'm an evil bastard. And another reason is there's a river that kind of cuts off this part of the village from my part of the village, and so I like to think of my part of the village as the part that's on the other side of the river, and therefore these guys are interlopers. Maybe we should call it the fake village. IP68, device remains usable underwater under conditions specified by the manufacturer. Still be careful, I would. Okay, no problem. I'm going to pop the camera down again for a second. I'm going to try and line this up with a nice view for you guys. There you go. Again, I can't see the chat, so I'm just going to drink my water, have a minute rest. Oh, I'll tell you, when I get home I cannot wait to take a shower. I have a lot of housework to do. I'll get her done, as they say in America. Right, so I've now drank 1 litre of water, which is half a litre more than I normally drink on this jaunt. If I take a deep breath, I can feel my lungs are tickling, which means that they must either be getting more oxygen to them than they're used to, or I've been inhaling some kind of a chemical in the air, or dust, or some kind of irritant. I don't know if this sound is being picked up on the mics, but I'm wiping the sweat off my head, so I feel like a greasy, disgusting slob right now. That's pretty much how I feel anyway, but what can you do? Right, let's pick you guys up. Let's give you another look through this field, just until I feel ready to move on. Sound is pick up when you set the phone down, but many decibels lower. Okay. Does my voice sound kind of consistent, or just further away? Or I forgot to do that yesterday. I wanted to look up if you could have multiple Bluetooth devices running on the phone at the same time. Consistent, yes, but far away. Okay, cool. I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, I need to find out if I need to find out if the why can't I think properly right now? I need to find out if my phone can handle multiple Bluetooth devices all at once. Because the gimbal itself is a Bluetooth device, although that is mostly for controlling its own camera app, which allows me to zoom in and out and that kind of thing. So maybe I don't need to worry about that so much. Maybe I can deactivate the Bluetooth once I've calibrated it. Maybe that would work. I'm not sure. But yeah, it'd be nice to have my earbuds in, so then the sound of my voice is 100% consistent. Also, I can listen to my music as well. I've not been able to have any music on the last couple of days. I've been able to rock out to Kisby. Actually, there's a little bit of Kisby news. Just to irritate everyone who already is sick of hearing me talk about them. They are having an online concert in the next few days. One of my biggest issues with being an overseas fan for a Japanese idol group that is an underground group, like an independent one, they're not supported by a big record label, is that you're unable to buy merchandise. You need to have a Japanese address, you need to have a Japanese credit card, or otherwise a Japanese payment method, which I don't own any of that. So it becomes an exercise in frustration. However, the live concert that they're going to do was it's being hosted by another website. It is a Japanese website, but I thought, okay, I'll try my luck. I wonder if I can get tickets to this thing. So I used my credit card, and lo and behold, I got tickets to the show. I actually bought 4 tickets. So I have tickets 127 through 130. So I actually bought them with foreign fans in mind. There's a fan in Hong Kong that I know, a fan in Indonesia that I know, and a fan in America that I know. The guy in America, I knew he would be up for it. I believe he's disabled and he can't really do much, so he's pretty much behind his computer 24/7 unless he's sleeping. So I thought, okay, the tickets are only 2,000 yen, which is I want to say £16.50 maybe. So I'll splurge, I'll get him a ticket. So I bought him a ticket, I bought myself a ticket, I bought the Indonesian fan a ticket, who has been furloughed from his job, so he hasn't got the spare money for a ticket, but he is the guy who I'm working with on the website Ego Kisby, which is the English language Kisby fan site. It would feel weird going to a concert knowing that he wasn't there. And he also hasn't seen Kisby live for, I think, a year or so. I think 2019 was the last time we saw those guys. There's the sheep. And then the final ticket I bought for a fan in Hong Kong who, I don't know if he follows me on Twitter, but he found me on Instagram, and we talk a lot on Instagram. And I messaged him and I said, hey, Kisby are playing an online live concert. I bought you a ticket. And then he replied, oh, I don't have the money for that. And I replied, no, this is a gift from me to you. This is the way that the Hachi-sans, the Kisby fan base is like. We support each other and do things for one another if we can. And it's not like for any reason other than we just want everyone to have a good time. And he replied and said, no, you don't understand. No, thank you. So this was a dramatic turn of events. So I said, well, I'm very sorry. Like I hadn't anticipated this reaction, but maybe I should have asked first. Blah blah blah. And he said, no, I just like to support them in my own way, which is to buy their music on CD Japan, which is a website in Japan where you can buy music and they ship it internationally. It's not just that, they sell magazines, they sell DVDs and Blu-rays. They have pretty much everything. It's kind of like Amazon. I highly recommend CD Japan if you ever want to check something out from there. But yeah, the guy was dead set on not going. I don't know if he felt that maybe it was a cultural thing. Maybe he felt that he couldn't accept the gift, or there would be an expectation of something in return, which there isn't. So the point of this is I haven't heard back from the Indonesian fan. The Hong Kong guy is a no-go, and the American is bang up for it. So I have one, possibly two spare tickets to this thing. So yeah, it may be that there will be a frantic giveaway at some point for someone to join the concert. The concert's only going to be 40 minutes, and then I think there's going to be a 6-hour like a celebratory Zoom meeting or something with the 888, which is the Hachi-sans. But I have a feeling that this is going to be in 5-minute chunks. So basically, you will pay a lot more money, and you get to speak to them on webcam for 5 minutes, which is cool and all, but they don't seem to be receptive to me as a foreigner. Not that they don't want to speak to me. I feel like they just I feel that I'm a guest in their house. They are a Japanese group in Japan, and I am just a person in the West who stumbled on them somehow and became a fan. And they have no obligation whatsoever to entertain me. They don't have to pander to me. You know, it's on me. I should learn Japanese. It's their house. So, but they do their best every time I speak to them online. They do their best in English, and we can communicate by text with Google Translate. So it's really not that difficult. We make it work, but at the same time, I do not want them to feel pressure or guilt that zoom in through these cars. Pressure or guilt that I've come along and have the expectation that they're all going to start speaking English to me, because that's absolutely not the case. So yeah, I think I'm just going to enjoy the concert, and then one by one the Hachi-sans will keep me posted on shenanigans on Twitter. I'll come to the hill, so I'm going to be quiet again while I walk this hill. Definitely needed some water. Almost there. I can barely keep it up, the gimbal right now. I'll try and swap hands with this last leg. Make some adjustments. There we go. Take your time. Take it easy. 52 minutes. Excellent for a whole day. Thank you. Now we're almost home. So it's time to see the California redwood and the manor house. We'll call it Wayne Mansion. There it is. Sometimes there's cows in this field. I don't know where they are. There's the manor. And there's the church. I always like to think of this beautiful old building as a reward for viewer patience. Arguably it's the most interesting thing you get to see on the video. Now we're coming home. So I don't know if my housemate is still outside, so I'm going to cut it short here before I go around the corner. But thank you for watching. I'm absolutely exhausted, but this was fun. Thank you very much for keeping me company. Appreciate it as always, and for giving me things to talk about. It was a very dry show for the first 15 minutes or so. Right, we'll leave it here. Thank you guys, love you, bye.